What is up, everybody? I'm No Lux Given, and happy Gwensday. We've got a lot to celebrate today, and I am making money in Storybook Brawl. We're playing Gwen. I'm going to be using Knighthood on Prized Pig in just a moment, but also I am now officially monetized on YouTube. I am a YouTube partner. I hit 1,000 subs a few months ago, and finally, all of the paperwork for that is squared away, and I can run ads on my YouTube videos now. So pretty excited about that. If you want to additionally support me, you can whitelist my channel if you'd like, but just watching and subscribing is still enough. As some transparency, when those buttons came up on my screen, I just selected all and put every type of ad on all of my videos. I'm definitely willing to scale that back and figure out what works. I just kind of got excited in the moment. Feel free to weigh in on my Discord and stuff like that, and that'll be a ever-evolving process with all of that. But we're making a little bit of money for now, and I'm going to start this game off by picking up a pair of Kitty Cup Purse after using that Shrink Drink, and then having a Mad Mim support both of those here on 2.2, just so that way we can get the cash flowing, get the cash rolling in here before we wind up picking up that prized pig next turn and seeing what we can do with that. I do sometimes like using Knighthood on Kitty Cup Purse, and I've had some pretty good success with that in the past, but not typically on 2.2 will I do that. I'm generally looking to use Knighthood on the 0.0 turns when possible. 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and in this 3.0 shop, we have got... Sorry about that. Okay, we're back. Let me make sure that doesn't happen again here. Okay, it might. My camera's just been being a little bit buggy with me here today. And then I'm going to wind up locking onto the Wicked Witch. But basically what I was getting at, I mean, the whole point was there, even if I cut myself off from it a little bit. I like using Knighthood on 3.0, and I think that Prized Pig is a good character to use Knighthood on. It's more likely to survive when it has those bigger stats, and it'll give you more gold when it is able to survive. I'm going to move both of the black cats now in front of the Mad Mim, so that way we just have a little bit more battle power, and we're able to hang on to that prized pig with 1 health. So definitely all worked out there. Got a little bit close, but ultimately we were able to hold it all down. I'm going to pick up a Queen of Hearts after that, and I'd like to throw one more evil character onto the board, and I guess this turn we could potentially just work with what we already have. We could use the Mad Mim, and we could potentially frontline the Queen of Hearts. I believe that is what I'm going to wind up doing. And then next turn, I'm going to wind up casting this Wish Upon a Star. It's one of the best things that you can do with that 4 extra gold from Prized Pig, is put it right into XP. And because we are winning these, we at least won that first combat with the Prized Pig. You know what? I should have gone back and looked. Sorry, let me check. I got distracted with the camera, so we could see on the tracker there, it was only 35% to win, which means 35% to keep that Prized Pig around, most likely. So pretty good stuff there, and we're going to wind up finding another win on this combat. I think this one was a little bit more in our favor there. Yeah, 98% to win. So we're doing pretty all right, and now we'll put all of that bonus gold from this turn right into a Wish Upon a Star and pick up some more little pigs. I think that that is a pretty great option here. There's some interesting stuff in this shop, but I don't think anything good enough to lock. Instead, what I'm going to wind up doing is moving some things around this time to try to win the Wish Upon a Star. So that means I'm going to backline the Queen of Hearts, as it's a little bit more worthwhile to me to get that bonus XP than it is to get 4 extra gold. So kind of a weird one here, but Prized Pig still acts as a 6/12, and honestly, even if Prized Pig never activates again, it already paid for itself. We were able to effectively be skip in a way. We were able to turn Prized Pig into 1 or 2 XP. We'll see what it looks like. It's going to be 2 XP with the Queen of Hearts here. So I'm counting that as a worthwhile use of the hero power already. any additional gold that we get on top of that from the prized pig is just gravy. You can see we were 99% to win there, and we are lobby leader currently. I want to keep trying to be strong as much as I love Big Book of Spells. If we just play for strength, then we get to continue making more gold. And that seems pretty great to me. So just going to wind up picking up the Shepherd Sling. I don't know if I ever take Shepherd Sling over Big Book of Spells in almost any other scenario. Sorry, just realized that my camera has been frozen this whole time. Well, I liked my intro, so I'm not gonna restart the whole thing, but I will stop down 1 second before we get into this combat. I was mix-a-whistling, by the way, hoping to find a third prized pig. That would have been pretty sweet. With that, I feel like this is a good time to mention that I plan on investing anything that I earn back into the content on this channel to help keep improving it. I can probably use a new camera. I'm always having issues with this thing, and as well upgrading some of the tech on my PC. Some of that hardware there will probably make streaming and overall editing and stuff like that a lot faster. I'm also not opposed to hiring editors, thumbnail makers, other things that will be able to allow me to focus on the content creation side of it and just give you guys more sweet content that you can watch. So a lot of different ideas bubbling around in that capacity. And again, same thing, feel free to jump over to the Discord and weigh in on anything that either you'd like to see me do or any ideas that you have for the future content for the channel. I do think that for streaming, you know, I guess I can talk about that a little bit now. So I did a community post like earlier this week. My plan was I was going to stream for a week or two, and by that time I was hoping that the monetization issues with YouTube would be all sorted out. And then like immediately after posting that, YouTube said, okay, you're good to go. So now I can, I do want to focus a little bit more on the YouTube side of things. That said, I was having fun streaming. I liked the live interaction there. I think that some people might like the pre-recorded content a little bit more, as it's a little bit more curated and I can go a little bit more in depth over specific things, though I'm not really talking about anything in this video. I'm just kind of talking over the gameplay footage. But I mean, most of my game plans here are pretty straightforward. We found a pair of 9 Sea Terrors. Let's pick up the 9 Sea Terrors, and then I'm gonna pick Dracula's Saber and just try to stay as strong as possible for the current board. Horn of Olympus also could have done something here, but Dracula's Saber is just the most stats, and then I move 9 Sea Terror to the front, so that way, and this is something I've talked about in previous videos with Dracula's Saber, I want my biggest character to be first, so that way I can start getting kills and start snowballing, and maybe we will be able to kill enough things on my opponent's side that we're gonna pump up the prized pig and continue to get some gold off of that. We can see that my opponent is playing a summons comp here, so it's very possible that we are able to do some funky stuff here. We're able to take out their hippocampus. Now we just have to deal with my opponent's vulture, and once we deal with that, prized pig is able to survive. Didn't even need the bonus stats, as it was the only character remaining. Now, I did, in order to pick up that 9 Sea Terror, have to sell off some one of the prized pigs, so I'm not able to triple that there, and I don't think it's worth putting too much gold into just a tier 3 treasure right now on 5.2. This is one of the best things that we can do, is just pick up a golden chicken, bank a little bit of extra gold going into 6.0, and a second golden chicken is gravy on top of that. I'll also play another prized pig, and then I see another big pigs. We're just totally pigging out in this one, but I do think that an additional big pigs could help us in that it would allow us just slightly more likelihood that our prized pigs are able to survive. So I wind up just selling off the golden chickens and playing a board a little bit more like this, just playing a little bit more for strength, and we'll see how that works out for us. We have to take out this Juliet, or the Romeo rather, on my opponent's side of the battlefield. We'll take it out here, and then 50-50, yeah, that we attack into that kind of awkward. We don't wind up getting any prized pig gold going into 6.0, so a little bit awkward there, maybe a little bit of a miscalculation, but either way, I'm happy enough now to just be level 6. We're still a little bit ahead in XP, and I guess you can never not be ahead in XP. Once you are ahead in XP, you're ahead in XP. And then I'll wind up locking on to another pair of Ashwood Elm. So this is basically the only level 6 character I have seen this turn, but it's a pretty good one. So being able to pick up a third one of that means we'll get a tier 6 treasure, and we're definitely planning on going into trees. A little bit boring to end the video off just playing trees, but this is a pretty straightforward Gwen game. I think that knighthooding prized pig, especially on 3.0, is a pretty typical game plan, and I even have a video, I'm sure, from few months to a year ago at some point. It's called Should You Knighthood Prized Pig Gwensday, and you can watch that, and I'm sure that video is probably extremely similar to this one, because this is just a reasonable strategy to play on the hero. I was saying some stuff about Twitch. I'm not sure if anything else is super relevant. I guess here's what I'll say. Here's what I'm thinking, what I've kind of been doing. Currently picking up a Burning Beard here, obviously pretty good. And the other thing that you see me do is now I'm playing Ashwood Elm in that first slot, again, so that way we can get the kills going with Dracula's Saber. It's also good to get kills with Burning Beard. I could move that to my second slot. However, Burning Beard can also do things with the stats from the Dracula's Saber. So it's kind of tricky there. You want Burning Beard to be killing things, but Burning Beard also can get a lot more stats if it can just stick around on the board. So going to wind up kind of hedging and putting that in the third position because of that. But here's what I was thinking as far as Twitch. First off, I am going to switch to streaming on Twitch exclusively. The reason for that, as it's been pointed out by Bosch on Twitch, one of my subscribers on there, the Twitch terms of service does kind of ask that you only stream on Twitch. You can upload your content to other websites a day later, 24 hours later. So I don't want to ruffle too many feathers. I think that it would probably serve Twitch better if I co-streamed, because most of my audience is on YouTube, but like a corporation isn't going to understand that. So I'd rather not try to break any rules or potentially get myself in trouble with the Twitch police, and just stick to streaming on one platform. There are additional benefits to streaming on just Twitch. I can run music because they aren't as quick to strike down copyright in live broadcasts, and then when I bring those clips over to YouTube later on, I can remove that music audio myself and not have to worry about that. So, oh, this is a pretty cool combat, by the way, because the pumpkins rather are going to summon a lot of things. However, the second pumpkin cracks right after the first one, and my opponent has a bunch of frontline cupids. So we're able to eat all of those up with our pig and actually have it still survive in the end of the combat, because we wind up growing the pig with the Dracula's Saber a bunch of times. There were 3 things in this shop that I locked onto: the Green Knight, the Hercules, and the Burning Beard. So I wind up picking up 2 of them this turn, pick up the Green Knight and the Hercules, and lock onto the Burning Beard. There's also a small chance, because we are playing up against the Ghost, that maybe we could activate Hercules in one turn and then flip it with Shard of the Ice Queen, though it's not super likely that that will happen. Anyways, back to Twitch schedule. Going to start streaming exclusively to Twitch, And what I'm going to do, I think at the very least for the next week or two, is stream every other night from starting about 1 or 2 p.m. EST and going until AM. 1 to 2 a.m. EST and going till maybe 4 or 5 a.m. And part of the idea behind that is I will start the stream before 3 a.m. and then I will end the stream after 3 a.m. and that will allow me to get first win of the day bonuses on both sides of that. And then I'll stream every other day, so I'm basically playing all of my Storybook Brawl on stream, and that is typically my schedule for how I wind up playing Storybook Brawl anyways. Sometimes if my schedule's a little bit tighter, I will just play one game one day, fit it in somewhere, and then play like 2 days later or something like that. But that's generally, I think, a pretty good plan and something I can at least stick to. I do want to focus a lot more on the YouTube side of things. I've got more ideas than I have time to create. I'm going to start rolling out Marvel Snap content daily again as well, because some of those do a lot of numbers, and also I like playing the game and I like creating content about it. So it's not just all about the money. I like what I'm doing there with all that stuff. We take out Trophy Hunter. We almost activate Hercules here, but not quite. And then we also dream into the mask. And there is a evil twin in this shop, but I don't think we want to cast that. I think we want to cast one of these dream spells. And then I wind up finding another Ashwood Elm, and I also find a Robin Wood. So what I'm going to wind up doing is using one of my dreams here. I find King Midas, which is actually a pretty nice pickup. I do still want to get this Hercules on the battlefield in some capacity, but I think that Robin Wood in replace of Ashwood Elm, a ranged character, might be the way to go. I did bring up the Dracula's Saber in terms of Burning Beard, and there's similar things with Echowood as well. You want to play these characters frontline so that way you can start getting kills, but if you keep them in the back line, then they can get additional stats out of those out of the Dracula's Saber there and just take that a little bit farther. So that's the plan here. We are up against Potion Master. Pretty easy combats up until this point, but here's where things start to get a little bit trickier. This Empress P is going to make their whole backline ranged characters pretty large. However, we were able to pick up a Phoenix Feather, which is a great treasure for this comp, and now we get to pick up another tier 6 treasure. We wind up tying on that combat, and Pandora's Box has got to be the pickup here. So that's what I'm going to go for, and what I'm going to do here is wind up rolling down. I guess I do pick up this Green Knight. I actually kind of forgot about that because I wind up rolling and locking onto an Ashwood Elm and an Echowood. So now what I want to do, it's a little bit awkward, but what I want to do is next turn pick up Ashwood Elm and Echowood and then dream one more time after we do that. But that's why I was hanging on to the Staff of the Old Toad for just another second there. It is a pretty good combo with the King Midas. And then I could also sell to pick up either Medusa or Cupid here. And it's kind of, well, it's actually just pretty clearly Medusa. Cupid isn't as good against ranged characters, and my opponent's whole backline is ranged, but the Medusa could still be pretty good for us. It winds up that my opponent's statue is a little bit big. We really wanted to hit that Empress P there. That would have been fantastic for us, but we're still looking pretty good. Burning Beard is surviving, and then Echowood is going to resummon off the Phoenix Feather. We actually get a win. We hit my opponent for 8 down to 7. Out of the Pandora's Box, we don't quite get it though. We wind up getting the Fairy Queen's Wand, which I think is on theme for today's video. Fairy Queen's Wand giving you a little bit of in-game currency, as we are talking all about different types of currency today. And also, we're finishing this game off nice. It's beauty, that's a nice ending to it as well, but also all of these dreams. And I wanted to bring this up because it has been a dream of mine, probably since I was a kid, did to be able to make money on YouTube. So I just wanted to take another second to say thank you guys for everybody that supported me, that watches my videos every day, that leaves comments, that wishes me well, and all of that stuff. And I'm excited to see where we can take this and how much I can continue to grow this channel and we can continue to grow this channel. You know, it's a little like parasocial sometimes to lean on the we's, I feel, but I am super appreciative and I feel it's a dream come true. There's no other way to put it here, as Phoenix Feather will put my opponent out of their misery. We get to take out the Potion Master and grab a win there as we grab some money with Gwen. But that is going to be it for me today. I'm not sure if I said this already. I covered so many things in this video and I got distracted with the camera going off and on, but this week, to finish out this week, I'm going to do all games that have some type of econ theme, some type of gold making theme in Storybook Brawl. So that is something additional to look forward to. But for today, that's going to be it for me. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'm No Lex Given. Peace.